is that each group take about 10 minutes, hopefully with as many members of your group as possible participating, to explain your mock-ups and referencing the scenario, as well as any other artifacts that you came up with. I know some other groups have some functional and data needs and things like that. So
probably a good idea to present to Mary.
Perfect. As we kept saying, remember that you're married. So it looks like there's a group up here all set, ready to go.
Okay. Come on, you guys have to participate.
We're supporting you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess, I don't know, maybe follow on with the scenario. We tried, I think, to keep things pretty dense, information dense. Most of the UI is one screen, so they're not going to be navigating away a whole lot. They can see a lot of things at a glance. Obviously, the downside of that is maybe you're giving them information overload. There may be some accessibility problems and things like that. I don't know. But anyway, for our first go, this is what we came up with. Basically, the person, Mary, whoever, the person logs in, and they see at a glance a calendar with the day, like the current day selected, and then all of the events that are scheduled for that day. Now, this obviously could expand way beyond what we can show on the screen, so we have a scroll bar here. You can scroll down. At the top, we have a filter, so that we can kind of, give them some tools to maybe make finding what they need easier. Over here, we have an overview of our agents. As you can see, we have little markers here indicating what's going on. So anyway, at a glance, up here we can look and say, all of our events for today are good or not good. Over here we can look down our list and say, okay, so these events are all fine, we've got a problem here. Same with the agents, kind of the same metaphor. These agents are fine. Can you guys see that? It's kind of properly blocked.
Are these both views related to the calendar?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. This one is not related to the calendar. This is kind of out of there's no chronological information. This is current to, yeah.
I think part of it was this is not, we can bring up different windows into this area. So what maybe some of you can't see is we have these other little windows. One of them being, if you need to add a new class, like one of the scenarios. One of them being able to actually look into a room and monitor to see that things are working and more details there, or an edit screen.
So, actually, do we have the scenario around?
Yeah.
How about yours? All right. So I'll just walk through the scenario here. She comes in. She looks at all the recordings that are going to be there. She looks at all of the agents to make sure they're all working.
So where is she looking?
She's okay. So I'm going to move these because these are not shown yet.
Do you want me to take your apple?
Thank you. So initially she looks at all of the events that are scheduled for that day. Then she looks at all of the capture agents and makes sure that they're in functioning order. Some of them, for example, may be offline because they're mobile agents and they're unplugged from the network.
And how does she see that they're offline?
We have a status indication here. So basically, green they're good, yellow they're indeterminate, we don't know what's wrong, they're probably unplugged. Red, there's a problem.
My concerns are about this kind of thought is that you have a lot of working. If you're a really good university, you have 20 working capture agents.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see the two, they're not
right.
working.
Yeah, that
would
is
shift the
appraisal. Yeah, right. That makes sense. That problems would show at the top and not the bottom. So she looks at the Schulte Hall event. For example, there's a lot of events on here. It's off the screen. She can't see it. She clicks on location and inserts Schulte Hall or Schulte, whatever. And
is that like a text search?
Yeah, a text field here. These are text boxes. And she gets the event she wants, and she looks at it. It it's scheduled, things are good. She makes a mental note to check and make sure that the start is okay once it gets going. She checks her email. Professor Hochman is canceling his class, so she's like, okay, look up the professor, because she doesn't maybe know where the class is at or what the class he's teaching is. Puts in his name, filters it, finds the class. In these events, we have some information like maybe what the room is, what the title of the class is, who's teaching it. I don't know, that, open to what information people need. But also we have 3 functions: monitor, edit, cancel. So she clicked cancel, and in the events schedule.
Would it take you to the event screen at that point, or does it just cancel it from the X?
It would cancel it from the X. So you click on it, it gives a, do you want to cancel this recording, yes or no? Phone rings, blah, blah, blah.
Sorry, where do I cancel it? In this list, or is there
In this
a
list.
second screen with detailed information?
The detailed information is a separate thing. So canceling would be a one button click, and in the confirmation yes or no. So she goes back and she double checks on Schulte. This is where she goes to the monitor view. So there's a little button here. It's monitor. We click on it, and then we get a new screen that gives us detailed information about what's going on. Maybe we have a little image preview, a mic level, information about what the course is, title, all that goodness. Everything's fine, so good for her.
Michael, what did you click to get that?
We have in each of these, there's a context menu here, or not a context menu, I'm sorry, buttons that you can click. Either a detailed view, edit view, or cancel.
Just a quick time check. We'd like to try to finish
Sorry.
in about 5.
So now she needs to add a class. So she comes over here to our calendar, and we have these edit or add course buttons. So we add button. So she clicks on that. She gets a new screen. She has to choose, is this a single event or is this a recurring event? She puts in her information. She hits the go button, and a new course is scheduled. In this case, it's a series, so she has all that information, hopefully, and she puts it in.
Michael?
Yes?
So where is the association made for this?
Magic.
Thank you.
We don't, that gets down a really
I was
steep.
looking for a series browser or something.
Right. Yeah, we obviously ran out of time. We didn't. I mean, this is a very
It's
complicated
very short
problem.
design studio, and I don't think everybody finished everything.
Unfortunately.
But hopefully every group finished one of the little parts.
So after she scheduled that, what else did she do? She wants to see tomorrow's lecture and make sure that it actually worked. So she clicks on the next date, and she gets that list, and there it is in the list, someplace hopefully, that she has that lecture. Just a quick aside on some extra stuff that we thought might be useful. We figured that all of the events that are in the future are scheduled events, but things that have happened in the past, maybe she wants to see some of that information as well. So we have here an event that started at 7 a.m. and is in progress. And so maybe she can click on the preview and make sure that things are still going on. Then before that, we had a really early class at 6 a.m. in the morning, but it's already done, and it's gone into our processing pipeline, and it's under, construction there. So in addition, she may be able to go back into the past in months and go back to June or something and click on a date and look up one particular recording that's already occurred.
So would complete indicate that the processing is complete?
Yes.
Right.
So you're getting job statuses from the processing pipeline.
Exactly. So not only do we have scheduling, but we also have job statuses in process and things that happen. So
I've got a question with that.
Yes.
So is it only the processing is complete, or is it that, let's say, the icon turns to blue and that means there's something to do with processing there? Like, let's say distribution fails and it doesn't push it to YouTube for whatever reason. Will that show up with the red exclamation mark? Is there a way for me to see that from here?
That metaphor and that extra information may be something we can do.
Right, I think that with like that red exclamation point can see the details of what it is exactly.
This one more or less links to the job monitor that we are.
Yeah.
This kind of UI kind of has combined a lot of things that we've talked about. It would be job controller, scheduler, and everything. Capture it.
And if I've got 3 comments.
Okay.
Varying degree. First comment is the use of color codes, the yellow color codes, both either unavailable or some malfunction.
Yeah, that's not a good. That's
not a good thing because you'll get one hell of a support problem if you have to differ.
Maybe we just gray it out like the cancel.
Yeah, exactly. Grayed out.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea. It's also related to network status.
Right.
Well, the other thing is Professor Hogman canceling his scheduled event. Why does that need to be handled manually by this girl?
And maybe it doesn't. But
Couldn't it be connected to Professor Hogman's iCal?
that'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the scenario.
Well,
isn't
I'm just talking out the box here.
That's what I was thinking.
Year one did not include instructors as part of the.
This is afternoon.
I think that's gonna have a how to go.
Yeah.
The third thing.
Big red stop sign.
The third thing I was wondering about, let me see if I can remember. That was, cancelling, this cancelling event. I once built a system, e-learning system, where the students could receive an SMS if the lectures were cancelled. That could be an add-on in version.
Good idea.
Yeah, we actually incorporate SMS through in some crazy way.
So, any other questions?
Yeah, so I'm wondering, you didn't show a separate screen for processing?
Right.
And is there a distinction between processing complete and processing in progress?